What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed if you are. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube while you're at it, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. And let's get into this conversation. So Cardi B and Tasha K, this just seems to be an undying saga at this point because Tasha K, she does what she does. Hate it or love it, hate her or love her, she is going to be her. And that is one of the things that I can't knock her for. Whether I agree with the antics of even speaking or even making it seem as if she's speaking about Cardi B or not, it's her choice to do that. She has the right to do that. And she's proving to Cardi B that, yeah, you won in court. You got this judgment. It's uncollectible at this point. I filed for bankruptcy. The courts have ordered you to stop the collection efforts at this point until this bankruptcy has been resolved. And the outcome has been placed on what is going to happen with this bankruptcy. Not sure at this point. Nobody really knows. But the court can't tell Tasha K that she can't speak about Cardi B or anything relating to her at all. And in my opinion, I feel that that's what pretty much Cardi B was hoping that this judgment was going to do. It was going to shut her up and just keep her name off of her platform and out of her mouth and anything that is relating to her. And that's the thing that the courts couldn't do. Of course, the courts could order her to never speak about what they deemed as defamation about Cardi B. So Tasha K can't go out here and continue to make those statements and claims. And you know what those things were. But as it is regarding her music, her career, things of that, things like that, the court can't order Tasha K to never speak about her in that sense at all. The judgment didn't, and I don't believe the judgment said anything about Tasha K is ordered to never speak about Cardi B in any way, shape, or form, or anything relating to Cardi B in any way, shape, or form ever again. And I believe that that's what Cardi B was hoping this judgment was going to do. And that has been proven at this point wrong. And I believe that that is really pissing Cardi B off. And, I'm starting to see Cardi B like Donald Trump. And what I mean by that is this. Donald Trump lost this defamation case E. Jean Carroll sued him, right? And she won in court. And he was ordered to not speak about that anymore. And what did he do? He still continued to speak negatively about her in terms of the defamation case, in terms of what she claimed, those things. He continued to speak about it. So she's gone back and now she's been allowed to go after him for even more money. He just can't stop speaking about it. He should have just left it alone. Now, some may say, well, how are you trying to say Donald Trump and Cardi B have something in common when Cardi B, in turn, she was the one that sued Tasha K and won in court? Well, what I mean by that is this. Donald Trump just can't stop speaking about it. And with Cardi B, she just can't stop speaking about Tasha K. And some people may see it on the flip and say, well, Tasha K, she can't stop speaking about Cardi B. But Tasha K isn't continuously talking about the defamation in terms of what she lost in court for. She's not continuing to make those same claims. She's talking about all the other things, and she knows that it would irritate Cardi B. But what Cardi B needs to really learn to do is to try to ignore Tasha K and just let life do what life is supposed to do. Because I've spoken about this before. Just because you win in court a judgment, it doesn't mean that you're going to actually be able to collect on it. And Cardi B knows that Tasha K didn't have that type of money. So now she's saying, well, I'm going to make sure your kids don't go to college. You know, that's probably not going to be the case, because most people who are regular people, their kids, they get Pell Grants and student loans. Most regular people aren't paying for their kids to go to college. So that statement, to be honest with you, was just kind of nonsensical and irrelevant, because if Tasha K's kids want to go to college, more likely than not, they're going to be applying for Pell Grants and student loans. Okay. They're not going to not be able to go to college because mommy can't fit the bill for the tuition. Okay. I'm just saying, and that's not even a knock. There are people who have money and they say, you know what? My child is of age. They can apply for financial aid on their own because I'm not getting any debt in my name, and we just don't have the money to pay for college for you like that, especially for where you want to go to school. So it's, in a sense, like Cardi B just can't stop going back at Tasha K, because even with what Tasha K made a statement about, it was alluded to the fact that she was talking about Cardi B, but she actually wasn't speaking directly to Cardi B. She didn't call out her name. And then some people may say, well, you know, she was talking about her. But the tweet that she did, it was talking about Tasha K. Wasn't she posting guns right after Takeoff died and on the internet cutting up not long after his sudden takeoff? I'm just asking. Everyone grieves differently. And that was in response to Cardi B making a statement about this billionaire's stepson whose actions are questionable when he was deciding to go to a Blink-182 concert, as well as going to shout out an OnlyFans model and stuff like that on social media, while his stepfather is missing on this Titanic submersive whatever. It wasn't an actual submarine. So that was Tasha K's tweet in regards to that. But again, not speaking directly to Cardi B. But Cardi B couldn't just ignore it. She had to make a comment and go directly at Tasha K. And the way she chose to do it was a profanity-laced audio that she did on Twitter Spaces, speaking directly to Tasha K. I'm not going to play that because, again, it is profanity laced, and you can just go on Instagram. You can go to the Neighborhood Talks social media profile on Instagram, and you can find it on there. But I'm not even really wanting to speak directly to all of that. What I wanted to say is this. It's really funny to me for the people who make comments that are saying Tasha K is broke. She needs to keep Cardi B's name out of her mouth and just leave Cardi B alone and pay her money and all this other stuff. Like, really going hard for Cardi B about money, as if it's almost like these people are trying to act like these people who may work at collection agencies, where they take it so seriously. It's almost as if the person that they're calling, you're acting like the person owes you money directly. And it's like, well, dang, just do your job. Why are you taking it so personally? This doesn't really affect you, right? And for the people who are making the comments saying Tasha K's broke, she needs to pay that girl her money, she was wrong, she lied, if she didn't do that, she wouldn't be in this space. Well, listen, I know this isn't the direct correlation to a almost $4 million judgment for defamation, but I can pretty much guarantee that a lot of the people who have comments about Tasha K owing Cardi B this money and she needs to pay her money are some of the same people who are doing credit bureau disputes for accounts that they actually did have, that they actually did get the credit cards, did get the loans, did get the whatever those things were, and wasn't paying the bill. The things were getting 30, 60, 90 days late, finally got charged off, and you're filing disputes with the credit bureaus to try to get these accounts removed from your credit report instead of just paying the money that you owe. Okay. And I know a lot of credit companies don't do this, but they do have the right to sue to collect that money. A lot of them don't, but some of them do. If those same people turned around and sued for the money that you owe and you got a judgment, would you be rushing to pay it, or would you be trying to dispute it and not pay those people that money, just like you're disputing to try to get those accounts off of your credit report because you want a fresh start and you want to move forward? I'm just saying, I'm not saying that it is the exact same thing as Tasha K owing this judgment for a defamation case, but essentially it's money, and it's money that Tasha K doesn't have. I'm not saying that Tasha K is broke, but she says she ain't got it. So I'm just saying what she said. And so a lot of these same people that are taking it so personally that Tasha K owes this judgment and she needs to pay Cardi B her money, Tasha K is doing what she does. She is a vlogger and a blogger in that space that Cardi B seems to want to hang in and see the tweets, see the Instagram posts. If she sees something that she doesn't like, she likes to call it out. And, it's funny because some of the comments were people pretty much saying Cardi B, she gets upset as someone brings up her kids. Some of the comments that people made were like this one that said, she's always bringing people's kids up. Bragging about stopping innocent Black children from going to college is wild as F. Another one says, but if someone brings up her kids, she cries. And so I'm sure she's read a lot of the comments like that. Someone else says she went to a fashion show and got a knot on her head because she was trying to fight another lady and told her never to speak about her child. But here she goes talking about other people's kids. Somebody needs to give her another knot. Now, to some people, they think it's debatable whether she was speaking about Tasha K's kids, because she essentially didn't say anything directly about the kids. But, essentially, she was talking about the kids, saying, I'm going to make sure your kids don't go to college. You can say, well, I was speaking about you, and just saying how what I'm going to do to you is going to affect your kids. But essentially, it is about the kids, because it's talking about how you want to make sure even your kids feel it. Even your kids are hurt. But, when I've heard about Cardi B saying, when she gets the money, she's going to do videos showing her giving the money out and being charitable with it, I don't think she's ever going to really feel like she won, even if it got to that point. She really needs to get to a place where she can just learn how to gracefully ignore, and that just may be bigger than who she is. That may always be bigger than who she is. I don't know. I don't know if she'll ever get out of this place of ever feeling that she can just move on from this, because ultimately, whether you like it or not, or agree with it or not, it's still showing Tasha as being the winner in this scenario, because you're still angry. And that's why they say forgiveness isn't for yourself. It isn't for the other person. It's really for yourself, because if you are holding on to this anger, it's like you drinking that poison and thinking that the person that you are angry with is going to die. They're going to keep living their lives. And as horrible as that may seem, trust and believe, I know, because I go through it too. So I'm not even speaking from a space of not understanding what Cardi B is feeling, because I am there right now. And I've been there before, where I have had someone that did something to me that wasn't right or wasn't fair. And I felt like I was the one that lost because of what they did. But me continuously going around and being angry isn't going to stop them from living their lives. You know, they're living their lives and they're happy. They could care less about what they did to me. Okay? And I didn't get to go to court and sue these people for millions of dollars and win a judgment against them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, when I'm speaking about this, I'm not speaking from a space of even saying I've been where Tasha K has been. I've actually been where Cardi B has been, not so much for defamation, actually not for defamation, but just from a space of being wronged, financially wronged by people that I actually helped out. And these people are still living their lives. So I couldn't continue to hold on to that anger because it wasn't going to change anything in my life. In actuality, it was just going to hurt me even more. So I had to get to a place where I was able to forgive myself and move on so that I can live my life, because me sitting and holding on to that grudge was not going to make these people drop dead. And I believe that that is the way that Cardi B is thinking. And Tasha K is showcasing that, no, baby, I'm still living. I'm not living in a hole. I'm not living under a rock. I'm not living under a bridge. I'm not homeless. No, I ain't got the $4 million and I'm going to do what I got to do to protect myself and cover myself. But people do that stuff every day. Even millionaires file for bankruptcy in business to cover and protect themselves because cash is king, and they'd rather hold on to as much of it as they can versus giving a lot of it over to these people that they owe. It happens all the time. The systems were set up for that. You know why? Because the big people at the top, they were doing it to cover and protect themselves, and other people were able to benefit from those systems. Hate it or love it, right or wrong, it just is what it is, technically and literally. So for those people who always want to continue to harp on the fact that Tasha K owes that girl that money, she needs to pay that judgment, she needs to pay that. Listen, it may be a large sum, and it may be for something that isn't even common to win for in court, which is defamation. But essentially, a lot of these people who feel that way, they're a lot of the same people that have had bad credit, that have had accounts that they owed. They know they had the money. They know they benefited from the credit. They know they didn't pay those things back. And instead of just paying these people their money back, you wanted to dispute to get these items removed from your credit report. And luckily you didn't get sued, but you could have gotten sued by the creditors. A lot of creditors don't sue, but some of them do. I was in the legal field for 12 years. I know of what I speak. So whether it's a large sum or a smaller sum, you may not have had millions of dollars in credit that you didn't pay back, but it's about integrity, right? So I just wanted to talk about that because, listen, this saga continues when it comes to Cardi B and Tasha K. I don't know how it ultimately is going to end, but right now, Tasha K is living her life. She's happy, and she's not going to let anybody take that away from her. And she's even apologized before. Now, the most recent apology may have definitely been sarcastic, but Tasha K is not doing anything different than what she does. And I mean, she is who she is, and she doesn't make apologies for that. And that's being who she is. Because if you listen to her commentary, I mean, I'm just saying, it is a lot of stuff that she says. It's funny. It may, at that person who's speaking about it be at their expense. They may not find it to be funny, but she's trolling, and she's okay with that. So I'm going to read this apology that she wrote, and it said, I want to send a sincere apology out to hashtag Barty Gang. It's my fault as to why y'all don't have a second album. She's been in court with me for 6 years, distracted from her purpose. Now going on 7. Atlantic is broke and won't help pay for a second album. Offset is in court fighting to release an album, and my sis-in-law sold her rights to her catalog off too early in her career. Now there is no money to produce the album. She is constantly taking car insurance ads to keep the lights on and pay lawyers to continue to chase me down for money I don't have. I'm so sorry for distracting y'all, Queen. Between me and the surgeons, we owe y'all a huge apology. Atlantic refuses to give her any money to produce a second album because they took such a loss on her first album that she is now starting to promote 6 years later. Again, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. But if you want music, real consistent music, please stream hashtag Barbie World this Friday. Hashtag Ice Spice is from where she is from and can give y'all the music y'all need instead of her giving y'all a hashtag Tasha K album. Cheers. Listen, it's funny. That comedy right there, the courts can't do anything about that because that is who Tasha K is. And this is par for the course because of what Cardi B signed up for when she decided to take this girl to court that she knows was not in the same league financially to even deal with something like that. Now, some may say, well, if Tasha K knew that, then she should have just not even went there. But she did. And she has spoken about it. She did a video on one of her YouTube channels. And the title of it was, I'm in a bind, Nate. And if you know, you know that's from the movie Set It Off. But she did this video and it was like a little over 2 hours long. And she was pretty much sharing her reviews and regrets for that situation in terms of what she's learned over the years and dealing with it. And she's trying to figure it out. And she's just going to do what she has to do to try to keep moving forward because she's not going to stop. And that I can say I admire her for. But people in the comment section, even though Cardi's always going to have her supporters there, and great, but that doesn't mean that Tasha doesn't have her supporters too. Or people may not even really be in support of Tasha K, but they agree with what she said. Because someone says, Cardi, this is your karma for calling a dead baby a monkey. Someone else says, she's not lying. Cardi been flopping bad. She thought she was going to take Nicki's spot. Someone else says, Tasha ate her up. Cardi needs to drop new music and stop acting tough. Someone else says, I needed this early AM laugh at the folks in the comments saying Tasha spilled tea, knowing this lady literally just admitted to lying in court and now owes $4 million. Someone else says, y'all hate Tasha, but she ate this. Now listen, Cardi said something about Tasha K allegedly embezzling money, and the judge said that if she moved money around that she was going to get locked up. I don't know about that. Now listen, they can't stop you from transferring money that you have to other accounts or to family members or whatever. That's not the definition of embezzlement. Now, she was saying embezzling. That's what Cardi B was saying. But I don't know. I don't know if Tasha K would be under the threat of being jailed for anything like this when Cardi B was in criminal court for assault and she got community service. So I'm just saying, I don't know. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to talk about this real quick. You let me know your thoughts in the comment section respectfully. I just really thought that it was ironic that people who are really going hard for Cardi B about Tasha K paying her this money that she doesn't have are some of the same people I can guarantee you are people that owe creditors that they have not paid and that they have paid to have their credit reports cleaned up so that they can have a fresh start and move forward. Integrity is integrity, right? You pay what you owe. Like the Bible says, render unto Caesar what's due unto Caesar. If you owe people, you pay them. You don't just try to get away from it. This isn't any different than someone who owes credit and they decide that they don't want to pay it anymore because either times got tough or they just decided that they weren't going to pay it and they had other things that they wanted to do or needed to do and they're moving on and now they want to get a fresh start and get their credit reports cleaned up. I'm just saying, you can respectfully agree or disagree. I'm just here to share my thoughts, views, and opinions on the situation as I see it. So thank you so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth. I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.